Hello, everyone. We are live. Happy International Women's Day to you, first of all. We are live at the Harrisburg State Capitol with Jennifer Thomas and a group who is representing Senator Schumer, Senator Schemal, a new bill that he is putting forward. This is, Jennifer, this is House Bill 963. Is that correct?
Hi. It's beginning, so I'm going to just start the film. This is
Okay, great.
mission uh, statute of limitations bill that's being introduced, and
Great.
we're in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Hold on, I'm going to switch this. Amy. There's so much growth that we actually need to turn it into a week-long or lifelong event. The detrans community is growing, but with their specialized care, their specialized care is not. We are here to raise awareness that their stories are important, and they deserve as much help coming out of being trans as they did when they got to the land. A detransitioner is someone who underwent medical intervention to confirm they're trans or non-binary identity and wanted to resume their original medical intervention. Some may not be able to embrace the full identity. What we consider a detransitioner is someone that realized this path was not right for them, and they actively work to identify as their natal sex. A desister is someone who only socially identifies as trans or non-binary, and then stop and resume their original identity. Detrans Awareness was started last year during this time. It's about making the world aware that people are harmed by the internet. We hope that this will create change in the way that they are treated socially and by medical professionals and hopefully our politicians. We hope that this will lay the groundwork for getting their unique mental health and medical needs addressed. And we hope most of all that there will be more mental health care options for gender questioning individuals to be different. We consider both desisters and detransitioners as the same group that need the support, and we do not specify any differentiation ourselves. I'm going to read a very short story of a detransitioner here in Pennsylvania. When I was 11 years old, I came out as transgender. My parents were hesitant at first, and of course scared for my safety, but overall supportive. I attended a gender clinic to express my issues with gender dysphoria. They asked me the usual questions about if I felt disconnected with my body, my desire to be the opposite sex, and my issues with my period. From the very start, people in line told me that if I was uncomfortable with my body, I was probably trans. She started puberty blockers at 13. She began taking testosterone at 14. The gender clinic did no psych evaluation to test for body dysmorphia or eating disorders. She had her breasts cut off at 15, one of the youngest in the state. Very shortly after surgery, her depression and mental health issues got worse, not better. She ended up in the hospital. During her hospital stay, she realized that she had made a terrible mistake. Transitioning would not improve her mental health issues. She realized that it was okay to be a little different and still be happy with herself. The doctors recognized the link between autism and gender identity and agreed that she was too young to be making such life-changing decisions. Now at age 16, she is detransitioning and realized it was all a huge mistake. These detransitioners sometimes don't realize regret until they're in their mid-20s, and sometimes even before 30 when they're almost 30. So we would like to thank Representative Paul Schemal, who just this morning introduced the bill to then people come up and speak around the gender affirmation therapy statute of limitations bill. But we would like to thank him for being aware of these problems that so many of our youth in Pennsylvania are now having to deal with. It is a growing problem, and we appreciate any politician
Amy, are you getting this?
Thank you, Connie, and thank you so much.
Yes, I'm getting it.
Okay.
So in Pennsylvania,
Yes,
currently,
yes.
limitations law, if you had transitioned perhaps as a child and decided that maybe you were influenced or overly influenced by your physician, by the medical practice that encouraged you to transition, and you want to sue, you currently have 2 years. So if you're a child, that means age 18 plus 2, so that's age 20. So you can't even have already lost your ability to sue for these life-changing changes that occurred from your transition. Now, looking at this transition, what are we talking about? Largely, we're talking about medical procedures that involve puberty-blocking drugs, cross-sex hormones, and surgical intervention. All things which are commonly done now to children under the age of 18 here in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has 3 primary gender clinics that serve children. One, the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, the Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh, and the Hershey Medical Center. All 3 of these combined are generating thousands of patients which have undergone one or more of these procedures that have permanent life-altering states to their bodies, changes that are never going to be changed in their physical bodies. So you tell me that at age 14 or 10 or even 16 that you would fully understand and appreciate what it means to lose permanently the ability to be fertile, for a woman to lose permanently the ability to ever nurse her own child, to potentially lose permanently the ability to experience sexual pleasure. All of these things can be the impact of these very powerful drugs or surgical interventions. So what House Bill 138 was introduced in the Pennsylvania House of Representatives today does is just seeks to give back to those individuals that during their 20s may finally come to mature and understand who they are and wish to transition back to detransition, but do not have the physical resources to do that, to be able to lodge a lawsuit against the institution or the physician that may have encouraged them, put pressure on them as a child to enter into these life-altering conditions. So this will give back time until age 30 to be able to bring these lawsuits. Very similar to what was done with victims of child sexual abuse, only this is even more modest. It gives less time. It was a time in which many children and young adults mature. So I certainly urge all of my colleagues in the House of Representatives to support House Bill 138, and we hope to bring this to a reasonable vote within the House and then hopefully the Senate and the governor's office. So Connie and others, thank you so much for your support.
Thank you.
Especially for your bill and your
Jennifer,
Yes.
can you get closer? The sound is really quiet.
here in Pennsylvania that cares about the well-being of children in our state. And I'm going to talk a little bit about, what are we doing currently in our state. Connie talked about the detransitioners. Meanwhile, here in Pennsylvania, we're actually spending state tax dollars transitioning children. So we filed a right to know request with the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services last year and discovered that our state since 2015 has spent over $16 million of state tax dollars through CHIP and Pennsylvania Medical Assistance on sex reassignment and transition-related services and drugs. So puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, going to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh, Penn State, Hershey, to transition children and then not providing services to them when they choose to detransition. So there was actually a 5,000% increase from 2015 to 2021 in how much we've been spending. And you might ask, why is there so much money? Why the increase? And actually, it's because we're spending state tax dollars that we're giving to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and other of these gender clinics to actually teach and train teachers and educators in our schools to hide gender transition from parents if kids are struggling with mental health, turning them towards maybe you're in the wrong gender, maybe you're not a boy, maybe you're not a girl, and funneling them into these clinics, and then spending state tax dollars on that. These same drugs that we're giving to children are used to chemically castrate
Happy International.
tax dollars to give them to children. Meanwhile, European countries like Sweden, Finland, and England have chosen to stop this gender-affirming model in order to find a better way to help these children. So the transgender industry tells you that detransitioners don't exist, but it's not true. And we're here today to tell you to stand for those who have detransitioned and who will in the future, and to stop this from happening to more children. And again, I want to thank Representative Schemal and others who are co-sponsors on his bill. And I would urge the State House to pass this bill and the State Senate to consider a companion bill as well.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Thomas. I'm here to support detransitioners. Today is International Women's Day, so I'm giving nod to that. And, as usual, mothers have given up our day for the children, right? Because we mothers tend to do that. The detransitioners, they have been basically fighting back for about 3 years now. The first Detransition Awareness Day was just a few detransitioners on the run. And then last year we took it to the streets, and there were, I think, 30 states involved with the protest. And this year is Sunday. We'll be doing actions all over the country. They say, where are the feminists? You've heard that expression before. The detransitioners found us. They found us on Twitter. JK Rowling let them know where we were. And they have been coming to us for guidance, for compassion. Because once they decide to desist and no longer get the surgeries and the drugs, they get rejected by their community. So they look to the feminists to kind of reorganize and help them through this. As you probably noticed, there's not a detransitioner here representing themselves, because they get very, it's a process. They're coming out of basically a brainwash situation, and they're scared. So having the moms come and be their voice is so important, because a lot of times we'll line them up, and when the event's about to happen, they can't do it. They can't follow through with it, because of what they're dealing with. You can only imagine what they're dealing with, right? This bill is so important, because if the doctors weren't doing anything wrong, they wouldn't care that we have this bill, right? There wouldn't be any, complaint. This bill should go right through, because if nothing, untoward is happening, then what are they afraid of? We wouldn't be suing for anything. So I do hope that this bill is supported, and we are supporting all the children under 18 making these decisions that are affecting their whole life, right? And so the last part of this is, I'm just going to tell a story about when I first started doing the women's rights campaign, and of course you're advocating for children when you do that. There was a story about a young woman who had taken the synthetic hormones, right? Cross-sex synthetic hormones. And after about 3 or 4 days of taking them, her voice changed. And she never got her voice back. And I thought about that for a long time. And I thought, what if my daughter took, testosterone like 3 or 4 times? And then in 30 years, the only way I'd ever hear her voice again is if I listened to a voicemail, or if by chance she left the voicemail and I didn't delete it. They never get to hear their own voice again. And that is sort of sums up this whole thing. So they want to silence us, they want to take our voices. We're not going to let them do that to children. The ones that they've already gotten, they should have recourse to sue. And that's just one tiny fraction of the things of how this affects their life. But they will never, their parents themselves, they will never hear their own voice again. Think about that. Think about how they want to suppress our voices because our voices are powerful. And I don't want to ever have to hear about another child losing their voice. And thank you so much for bringing this to the board. Once again, I'm Jennifer Thomas. Thank you. Up next is Joy Gray.
Hello, yes, my name is Joy Gray. I'm a victim advocate.
Oh no. Sorry, friends. I don't know why we lost them. I'm just gonna text Jennifer Thomas right now. Thank you all for tuning in, who are tuning in, and I'm sorry about the sound today. This is why we need all boots on the ground needs to invest in good external mics. Of course, this is as Kay Yang and I always say, this is about showing the record of our descent. It's about documenting our own work and our own activism and telling the news stories that the mainstream media doesn't tell us. Okay, I'm just sending her a text. But 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 we do our best. We do our best. I hope that she's gonna come back to us. But just to speak a little bit about what is going on in Harrisburg right now, what we're doing is going live from the Harrisburg State Capitol. Representative Paul Schemal is introducing Bill 963. This is about extending the statute of limitations for litigation, which includes detransitioners. So this is enabling them to sue former doctors. Okay, here we go. We're back.
There is a word for ideologies that enable people to be hurt, but abandon them once they are hurt. There's a word that describes adults, teachers, and other people in positions of power who lie to children about their bodies and expose them to inappropriate sexual content. There's a word for a pharmaceutical industry and others who exploit the vulnerabilities of young people and children for profit. That word is predatory. Representative Schemal's House Bill 138 is so important because it allows recourse for a fact that we all already know. Children cannot consent. Thank you so much.
Okay, are we finished? Okay, I'm gonna just say one more thing.
I know we're here for the Transgender Awareness Day, which is this Sunday, March 12th. But it is also International Women's Day, and I did want to let everyone know we are planning an action in Hershey at about 3:30 today. Hershey has come up with a chocolate bar shaver and put a man on the cover in honor of International Women's Day. So we are going, a few of us are going down and we're going to make some noise in Hershey. And if anyone wants to join us, let me know. I'll be around. Thank you.
Okay, I want to thank Representative Schemal and Representative for being responsible. And we really will do anything to support you with this program. It's important. I want to just end with a few little passages from a different detransitioner here in Pennsylvania. It's just a little quick summary. I was a severely depressed teen struggling with my sexuality and place in the world. Shortly after psychiatric hospitalization at 16, I found struggled with body image and not being woman enough. So I started to wear men's clothes and have short hair. I was also a sexually abused child. I didn't want to be female because being female to me meant being abused and being immoral because I was same-sex attracted. I just wanted to be safe, present how I wanted to, and love with judgment and retrospect. I found transition at the worst possible time in my life. My mom made contact with the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia's Gender Sexuality Development Program in 2017. I had my first appointment with a therapist in September. The second appointment was in October. I got a referral letter for testosterone. The impact of my sexual abuse was never investigated, or the impact of being homosexual in a fundamentalist church background. There was no pushback, no questioning as to why I wanted to transition. Besides, because I think my life would be better as a boy. I was severely depressed and suicidal, and I had an undiagnosed personality disorder. I was constantly on the brink of hospitalization. My story isn't unique. Many of us have been harmed by pediatric transition. The evaluation process isn't thorough like they say it is. And even if it was, teens are not capable of consenting to potentially lifelong medicalization. So 6 months later, I had a double mastectomy with a surgery with Penn Medicine, and I was severely suicidal the entire time. I kept telling myself this wasn't a mistake. But fall of 2022 came, and I still had no idea what to do with myself. I was increasingly unhappy with the life I had built, and was starting to question why I had transitioned in the first place. I accept responsibility for part of what I played in my transition. I sought it out, I injected myself with testosterone, and I kept taking it for years. However, the clinicians involved in my case did not do their due diligence. My motives were never questioned. I was blindly affirmed and fast-tracked because I was told that transition would make my depression and suicidality go away. So we do have detransitioners here in Pennsylvania. If they want to have a course, hopefully there will be a bill for that. So thank you for coming. Thank you for covering your story.
Thank you. Thank you, Connie. Okay, well, so that concludes our press conference for the bill, and we will be back from Harrisburg again. You know, we're gonna keep pushing for these bills. So every time we come, we're either coming because there's a hearing on one, or because they're introducing one, or we're trying to get votes for one. So that's how this system works. It's pretty easy. We went and talked to Representative Shermer this morning. We talked to him for about an hour. And what we did there was we talked about the bill that he was introducing, but we also asked him, what else do you want to bring to the table? Anybody got any ideas? Because they're looking for ideas. They're looking for people in their counties and their jurisdictions to bring forth bills for them. They can't do it all. They need help. They need help. They need people that know what they're doing. They need people that know the ins and outs of these bills, or that just know the ins and outs of a subject that then they can teach the senator on. So just be aware that, like, this is a live process. We're all working. None of us know what we're doing. I didn't know how to get a bill introduced. Okay. Like, I had no idea. I'm 50. I never had to do it before. You know, I hate to admit that, like, I didn't know that much about American politics or, you know, the process. But you know what? Everybody's been so cool, and they teach you, they understand. So, like, I would like to demystify. That's why I did the live stream. I would like to demystify this process and make it accessible to everybody, because that's what we need. Droves of people coming here and, you know, demanding bills be brought forth. So, hi, Amy. What did you think?
I thought that was great. I loved it. You guys did a great job. It was wonderful to hear everyone speak. I really am thankful to Representative Paul Schemal and his team for introducing this bill. Thank you for just continuing to be at him, speaking with him. I know this has been a many months long process for you in working with him and trying to see this bill through. So amazing work. This is a great success. It's great to see this finally being put into place. Thank you for being with us on the live stream, because it's so great for us to see. We see a lot of stories of us being attacked. So it is great to see such a beautiful success. This is really just a success for you, a success for all women. This is a success for kids
For
who are
detransition,
many,
for giving a
yeah, for
lot of extra time to sue, you know, these medical experimenters, basically.
yeah,
We're giving them more
yeah,
time, and
yeah,
and like, if you know, like, they're looking for companion bills, they're looking for
yeah,
anything to get you know, everybody knows what's happening, so like
yeah,
they're just looking for ways to get in. So if you're a good talker, and you're like, oh, I don't have a degree, or oh, I don't have any knowledge in that, if you have charisma, get down to your state capital, because that's all you need with with the politicians. That's what they
yeah,
work at. That's their currency, is charisma. So
yeah,
you don't need to really know that much. Just want to like let everyone know, I don't know that much about this. I don't have to be an expert. I only have to
yeah.
get someone to do what, you know, I only have to be a good persuader. So if that's one of your talents, get down to the state capital. Mm.
Well, I think it really goes to show that there's, I know that we've just in the United States had a slew of a tour, of course, across the country, a Let Women Speak tour, and there was so much focus being put on these live events where we speak out and we get protested. But I think this really goes to show the success that you're seeing here today with this bill being finalized and now introduced, is that it's the intimate moments. This is about the hard work and the time that you put in, visiting with your state representative, putting in FaceTime, doing the work, informing him on the issues. And I think this is something that we can all do. Women, you can go, any representative has to meet with you face to face. They have to meet with you. So you can put in that FaceTime. That is the absolute best. If you can't put in the FaceTime, a handwritten letter. These are all things that we can do from home, from the comfort and privacy and safety. No one is going to scream at you. These are the intimate moments that have massive impact, because the impact of this bill is really going to be exponential. These bills, when we see a certain state pass them, these set precedents. So we can see other states taking note, following through with them. Now, if you live in another state, like when I testified in Washington State on Bill 5599, I was able to state a Virginia bill that had just been passed, Sage's Law. I could cite that bill as I was testifying about the bill that they were attempting to pass. So these bills set precedent that we can speak to and recognize. Now, if you have a similar bill coming up in your state, you can cite this bill. I think it really makes a big difference. And it's just, as you said, Jennifer, it's about that personal face-to-face time. It's about showing up right in their eyes, making them look at you, and really educating them on the issues, because a lot of these representatives themselves are, unfortunately, they have a lot of bills that come to them and they're not always educated on these issues.
Yes, yes, exactly right. And I mean, even if you make a mistake, even if you totally screw it up, the next time you won't. And
Yeah.
there's plenty of senators. Okay,
Yeah.
like, I mean, if you screw up with one senator, just like put it in your rearview mirror and go to the next one, because like that's how you're gonna learn. Nobody knows how to do this.
Yeah.
Everybody's an expert in this. I'm not an expert. Amy's not an expert. We're all just fuddling through it. But you know what? It's getting done anyway. So
Yeah.
like that, like this fear of, it is kind of scary. I'm not going to say it's not scary because you're like, okay, even if going on the street, you're like, oh, it's scary, but that's a different fear, right? It's a fear of, the big bad men that are going to come try to beat us up, right? But here, the other fear is like public speaking. Who the hell? I wasn't a public speaker, but all these things, all these different challenges, really they're fun. I mean, when you think about it, like, oh, now I got a chance to speak in public. Like, it's
Yeah.
not something that's, like, it's difficult and new, but we can do this. And the more people that get out and fumble through it and not know what they're doing and come here with just a sincere heart and tell their story, the more we're going to beat them. We will
Yeah.
win, come out and do this. So I
Yeah.
really wanted to do this live stream to just demystify this process and tell people I had no prior knowledge of how the government worked. Okay, I just came and now I'm learning. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing to be afraid of, and they don't know like the reps, they don't know half the stuff either. So you're learning to with them, and
Yeah.
like part of the reason why I don't speak up is they're afraid because it's not familiar. So we just are going to show more. We're going to model this behavior. I'm going to keep modeling this behavior, and guess what? We're going to model tonight.
Yeah.
It's, hey, hey, Hershey, women's
Yeah.
rights this day.
I love it. I love it.
So
Well, thank
yeah, I'm going to hang up with you. Go ahead, Amy. What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, no, all I was gonna say is thank you so much for putting in the FaceTime, doing the work, laying the groundwork, explaining the issues. This is a real success. So thank you to you. And if you talk to Representative Schemal, thank him on behalf of all of us who are listening here today. And a happy Women's Day to you.
Happy International Women's Day to you,
Yeah.
Amy. I'm so
Yeah.
glad you did this for us because I know that you have a far reach, and I want everybody to see this. And it's always a pleasure working with you, Amy. I'll talk to you later. I'll
I'll talk
give
to you
you a
later.
call.
I'll
The
call you later. Okay.
stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Perfect. Perfect. Bye. All right, ladies. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. That is a quick one for us. It's an in, it's an out. I'm really pleased that we got to be there live as Representative Schemal was introducing that bill. This is a real success for us. So I know that a lot of times I show up with you, we witness one another, and we commiserate with each other when we are facing we are facing the hard things, when we are in the fight, but it's also really important to tell the story of our successes when they happen. So today is a real success. We saw Connie Hahn speak, we saw Jennifer Thomas speak, we saw Joy Gray speak. These are some of the regular boots on the ground women who are on the East Coast. All of them spoke today, and all of them had a direct bearing on being in communication with their representatives and making sure this happened. So now we got to follow their story all the way through. And my reminder to all of you is, if something is happening in your state and you would like to tell that story, get in contact with me, because it's very important that we document these stories and events. This is the record. This is our legacy. The more body of work that we can show, the more we can share this. This is part of telling our story in our own voices, in our own words. And these successes are very important for us. So this was a great win today. And happy International Women's Day, everyone. I really just celebrate us. The thing that we share, and the only thing that we share, is being on this unique developmental path. We are fully embodied, whole human beings. We are entirely separate from men. We are unique human beings from men. We are not chest feeders. We are not birthing bodies. We are not bleeders, breeders. We are not vulva owners or cervix havers. We are women. We are adult human females. We are mothers. We are daughters. We are sisters. So thank you all for being here with me on International Women's Day. This was a great result for us. And remember, there is no right or wrong way to exist in your women's body. And I do, although I am not a mother myself, I do want to give a special shout out to all of the mothers out there. You are the creators of life. You are the creators of the family. This is such a beautiful and unique capacity that women have, although I have not yet used that capacity. It is such a special and unique capacity that women have. So thank you all for being with me on International Women's Day. And thank you to everyone who was live at the Harrisburg State Capitol. I will be with you later tonight. So this evening at 5:30 PST, Pacific time, I will be speaking with Stephanie Wynn. She is a therapist out of Portland, Oregon. She is the associate producer of the new documentary. I don't know if you have all seen it, Affirmation Generation. So I'll be chatting with her tonight about the documentary, about child safeguarding, about the Pacific Northwest, and about an event that she and I will both be going to in Texas in April on the 20th. So you can look on my channel. I have the link for it is up already. So happy International Women's Day, and I'll see you all later tonight. Bye-bye.